Explain to me how this country isn't. See, I think that's why we have our national debt, right? Because, so basically, our money doesn't really exist anymore. It's all hope and vibes, right? And then for the past 50 years, all the manufacturing got shipped overseas. Why did that happen? Because some owner of some company decided, like, well, this is a cute little Rust Belt town. They run our steel mill, but man, I'm tired of paying these guys. Let's move the company overseas. And it's like, well, do you need the money? Nah, but I just want more. And that's literally why our country has become a garbage heap for China. Like, it's weird. The only manufacturing we still do is weapons manufacturing, and they evenly distribute it through all over the country to small towns and whatnot, so that town is maintained by that money and they can stay in power. But all the manufacturing is gone. Look at the Rust Belt. Why did that happen? Because the business owners of the time decided that they could take a lesser quality product that was built by slave labor and sell it for less than the initial product, right? And then once the other companies die off, now you own everything. It's gross, man. It's gross. How are we paying all these taxes? We owe $38 trillion in debt. And then, dude, Minnesota's a great example. Look at all that fraud. Look at all that fraud. Where'd all that money go? Who paid for that? We did. All right? It's just like we've had no accountability for the past 50 years in this country for our leadership, man. I know, dude, anytime I got in trouble for breaking the law, I ate my lumps. But, apparently, like, I'm not rich enough to where I can just do things with impunity. Like Bill Clinton, like Hillary Clinton, like Donald Trump, like George Bush, and not the W either. I think the W was a puppet for the OG George Bush, man. Like, you really think if you could get in OG George Sr.'s life, if you could put a device on him, right, and just pull his mind out and put it together like as a computer program with files and stuff, dude, that dude has done stuff. He'd be in prison the rest of his life, bro. That dude has done way more horrible things than me. Never a single consequence, dude. I'll bet that dude's never had a ticket in his life. And neither has his son, right? He got that DUI, just no big deal. Dude, what was it? Like Jackie Kennedy killed somebody in like a car accident. That may or may not be true. I just know there was like some first lady where it came out where like she had gone drunk driving. She killed somebody up in the northeastern United States, where all the oligarchs live. It makes me sad, man. It makes me sick, dude. And the reason it pisses me off is that, bro, I work 50 hours a week, like minimum. I usually work a couple more. And my job's average paying. I ain't no CEO or nothing. I'm manual labor, dude. And my chick, she sits behind a desk, and she's a auditor of car insurance, or not car insurance, car loans. Combined, we work almost 100 hours a week, and all we can afford is a crappy, like the cheapest 2-bedroom apartment in town, and we have to share one car. Why? Because we have a 3-year-old. We pay more for daycare than we do for rent or the car. I just want to live like my grandparents. Why can't I just leave my kid at home all day? I remember being 8 years old, spending the whole weekend, or 10 years old, spending the whole weekend watching my 3-year-old sister when my mom and my stepdad went to Reno. The younger generations are under more pressure than any of the leadership has ever been, and the leadership doesn't understand that, and so they don't mind cranking up the pressure because it fattens their pockets and their homeboys' pockets. I'm so sick of this, dude. I'm so sick of it.